Now, of course, there is more breaking news today. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is on his way back from North Korea with 3 American heroes, 3 men held hostage by the North Korean regime, 3 men whose situation seemed hopeless just weeks ago. Now President Trump's get tough diplomacy is paying off. The hostages are on a flight home, and North Korea is talking about abandoning its nuclear ambitions. The president announced the men's release on his Twitter feed within the last hour. Joining me now is retired Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin. General, it is great to have you on the program on a very, very good day for the United States.
This is a great day. I'm glad to be with you.
All right, sir. So let me ask you, when we see what is going on now, the hostages on their way home, nobody thought this was possible on the left. You and I knew that things were going on back doors, but how the left's going to have a really hard time covering this one, aren't they, sir?
Yeah, look, it wouldn't have been possible were it not for the leadership of Donald J. Trump. This guy just never seems to stop amazing me. I don't even know what to say. You know, he has done so much, and the media has been so against him, but he has pressed on. He's accomplished a great deal. But just think about Mike Pompeo going into North Korea yesterday at the same time that he is announcing that we're pulling out of the Iran deal. Connect the dots. First of all, the North Koreans and the Iranians have been working together on the nuclear programs for a long time. In fact, they were testing each other's equipment at times. We know that through our intelligence community. So Pompeo goes in to North Korea to speak to Kim Jong-un and his regime, knowing that his president is at that moment standing up telling the world, we're no longer going to support this so-called Iran deal. And then he goes in to meet with the North Koreans. Do you think that may have put him in a stronger position? Now he's coming home with 3 hostages. This is incredible, and I got to tell you, I give the credit to the leadership of Trump and the team around him, and I don't think it's any accident that this is happening after we've brought in not only Mike Pompeo at State, but John Bolton as the National Security Advisor.
Yeah, they are clearly getting tough on our enemies. And there is no doubt that Iran, they call us the Great Satan, is clearly our enemy. North Korea has threatened to blow up American cities, for crying out loud. I'm with you, General. I think the two are very, very connected. And it sent not just Iran a message, but it certainly sent Kim Jong-un a message. Say, we're not messing around with Iran. You better believe we're not messing around with you.
I totally agree with you, and I think that was, I think the timing was very deliberate. I think they sent Mike Pompeo at a time that they knew that Trump was going to announce this. Now, I think it's also important to understand, too, that while the world will condemn us, you know, our European allies will condemn us for this, these are the same European allies that have made huge investments in Iran and don't want to lose those investments, because once those sanctions were lifted, they had big corporations, big money that went into Iran that's there today, and they don't want to lose it. But furthermore, the Europeans are the same people now that have essentially let their continent be taken over by immigrants that are putting a drain on their economy, but that are also going around doing some nefarious things, like these no-go zones that you have, like these bands of men that go through the streets raping and abusing women. And the Europeans have yet to get a real handle on that, and these are the same Europeans that are criticizing us here. So keep everything in perspective. The Europeans need to get their act together and clean up their own backyards, and then I think we ought to do everything we can to support them and work with them, but not until then.